Hello, welcome to Saber Outdoors. My name is Mark Alexander. Thanks for coming back to the channel. So today on the channel, we're going to do cheapest axe, hatchet, versus cheapest, my brain just quit, machete. That's what it is right in front of me, a machete. So these are our contestants. Now, this is the cheapest machete from Walmart. This is the cheapest hatchet at Walmart. And we'll talk more about those momentarily. First, let's get them out of the package. All right, first things first, we've got our machete here. Now, this, according to the packaging, this is an Ozark Trail 18-inch machete. And it's a machete, so it doesn't exactly have features. It says non-slip plastic grip, sheath included. Now, these plastic grips, I do not trust these. If this were going to be mine forever, I would wrap this with paracord so that I would have a better grip. There is a hole that you can see right there. Now that is for a lanyard if you want something to hold this on the odd chance you let go of it, say you've been using it for a while and your hand slips. Now, it says sheath included. This is worthless. I'm not even going to put it inside once. Now, I'm going to test these with factory edge. Can I make a better edge on it? Probably. But I'm going to test it factory edge. I'm going to work on getting the hatchet out of its wrapping, because it's wrapped entirely in plastic. So give me a minute on that. All right, guys, so we've got our hatchet out of the wrapper. As you can see, it's not a really big one. It is a 1 1/4 pound head. That's, to me, a little bit heavy. The handle on it is a little narrow, but it comes out to a pretty decent end. So unless you really are really tired, you should be able to use this for a long time. Comes with a little bikini sleeve sheath, and that's what the edge looks like. It says hatchet, like a chopping hatchet. Wow, that edge is garbage. That edge would have to be tuned up for me. But this is testing them straight out of the box. So we're gonna move to testing, because there's not a lot to say about these. You know, the machete, this was $6. This was $10. So that way you can kind of figure out whether these are valuable enough for you, because for me, I would buy the machete before I'd buy this hatchet, because I'm just not a big fan of Hyper Tough. But let me get my camera figured out, and I've got a log in front of me. I'm going to do some cutting tests. Stay tuned. All right, guys. So I've got a relatively thick log. It's probably as big around as the bottom portion of your thigh. It's not giant, but it ain't tiny either. But we're going to give this 4 good swipes. We're going to give 4 swipes on this side, and we'll give 4 more on this side with hatchet. So let's give her a try. I'm going to hold it still so it doesn't go anywhere. And if I chop my fingers off, this is going to be a whole different kind of video. So and we'll move that chip out of the way. So better than I expected. That's about 1 inch down in 4 hits. So does this work? Yeah. Let's see how this does. It does about the same, but this feels a lot more comfortable, and it gets me away from the work, because I can't hold it and get a good swing on it. Just pull these little chips out. And that's about the same, a little bit less. We'll say a little bit less. But let's give her another 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're about down to the first joint of my pointer finger. So I mean, I could get to this eventually. I'm actually a little bit surprised because that edge is dull. If it were sharp, at least a little bit, I could probably have made a lot more. Let's try 4 more with this. Oop, that last one was a bad shot. Much better. You'll have to excuse my poor aim. It's been a minute since I've wielded such a weapon. Now that's, again, probably not as deep, but that's not what this machete's made to do. Machete's made to cut underbrush. This is made to cut kindling at the most. Now, would I use either one of these? No, because I'll show you what I would use if I were like wanting to cut this up. I have a cheap Walmart pruning saw that I've had in the back of my truck for I don't know how long. Now let's give this 8 strokes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now with those 8 strokes, I'm almost as far as that, and I'm farther than this. And this, the saw does all the work. And you can cheat with a saw. You could roll this to one side and get you another big bunch. And in no time flat, you can have a big swap cut. Because no longer than I've been here, I'm about 1/3 of the way through this, just as I'm chit-chatting with you all. And by the way, that's the original blade, and I haven't taken care of this thing at all. At all. It's been laying in the back of my truck since the day it was born. But we're gonna go behind my house now. I've got some brush and bramble, and we will see how these do against like little sticks and vines and things. I think this will do better than this, but I could be wrong. We'll see. We'll have to see when we get there. All right, so we are back where I usually start these videos. We have our hatchet and our machete, and we're gonna see how they do on brush. If you notice, I've got lots of brush behind me, so we're gonna take a few swipes and see how they do. In case you're wondering, not very sturdy. I just noticed that, and that is not good. And the handle's beginning to work. Let me go give her a few swings at this brush back here and see what it does. So, not bad. Well, as far as I can tell, works pretty good. Gives that satisfying every time it hits one. It cut them down pretty good. I mean, I didn't have to sit there and take multiple swipes at very many of them. Most of the time I was a little bit out of my range. Let's see what I can do with this. That little bikini can stay down there. So, I thought for sure something's coming after me. Okay, I've seen enough. So for knocking little teeny brush, not very good. Actually, it's pretty awful. Get all this off me. For knocking little brush, awful. Now, if you've got like, there's a tree back here. I don't know if you can see it all that well. It does okay if you're like, you've got the main tree trunk and you're like trying to cut like a little limb off of it. Let's try real quick and see if this also does that well. I'll try a different tree. Yeah, one swipe, no problem. So, final thoughts on these. This, if it were sharp, I don't think it would hold an edge very well. If you ever break this handle, which is unlikely but possible, you can, there is an eye in this hatchet, so you could rehandle it if you want. Although, there is a roll pin right there. So I doubt you will ever break this out. You certainly won't work it loose. But if you do, you'll have to knock that roll pin out and then take the handle off. Would I buy this for $10 again? No. Small handle, terrible soft head. Like, it's super soft. I don't like this at all. It's not a good thing. The Hatchet, no more than I have used it. It has that much bend in it, and I am afraid that eventually this handle will begin to work loose, and that is a dangerous thing. I don't like that at all. At all. Lord Almighty, I think I scared the cat over there. But of the two, which one would I buy? That'd be the Machete all day. I'm more accurate with it. I'm able to get to better places. I can clear this brush out. If you get somewhere that's not like a campsite, you may have to clear out some brush. And the classic Machete, this is cheap. It is thin. The handle's beginning to work loose. But if you bought this for $6 and used it for one trip to get this much done, you would be okay. Would I cut firewood with this? No, I wouldn't. It would be miserable to cut firewood with. So would this. I would bring either a saw, like I showed you earlier, or I would bring a better hatchet, or a full-size axe, because neither of these tools do an overly great job of either one. Up to $6 all day. $10 hatchet. It's going to be in my arsenal now, because I don't want to take it back, because I don't want to be that guy. But if somebody wants this hatchet, I'll sharpen it and I'll give it to you. So all you got to do to win this hatchet that I don't like, go down in the description, go down in the comments and comment which one do you think is better, and tell me, is there any other products you want to see me test? Because like, it's outdoor equipment, outdoor stuff, so this particular channel can go any direction that you all decide, because I am going to do outdoor things, but if there's something you specifically want to see, I will do that. And I will be glad to do that. But guys, all I have left to say is like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, and Put the comment down. Would you want this or this? And I'll pick a winner for this. I guess that's all there is to say. I'll see you somewhere in the woods or on the water.